said, "Of course Tortoise is still behind me." And he looked back. Tortoise wasn't there. He looked front. He wasn't there either. He looked to the side. He was 2 steps away from the finish line. He started running as fast as he could.
But I think the biggest thing is it makes them use their imagination, which they have scads of. And when we do a continuing story, that's the most fun, because they each contribute. And then they have to listen very carefully to what the others are saying so they can chime in with the exact thing that will either contribute to the story or head it off in a different direction.
They ate the raccoon.
And so, when I said the name of my story is Why I Am Like I Am Today, is because my mother had so much confidence in me that, and my sister, that if she asked us a question, she knew that we would tell her the truth. And that's my story.
We do a lot of work in schools because children don't have much contact with their grandparents, number one, and they don't have relationships with older adults that are really positive.
So let's have a breakdown of this story with this category. Who are the who's?
We've had a federal grant for the last 3 years, so we've been able to study the impact of our storytelling program on children and on teachers and on the school setting. And what we're finding so far is that, in fact, the children are reading better, their language is improving, teachers are learning new skills that they can use in the curriculum.
I learned the value of telling a good story. It really pulls them in, gets them interested. It's a good way to get started with a theme or a new unit. And I also noticed with the really shy children, getting them up in front of a group really helped their self-confidence, and by the end of the program, some of them actually looked forward to going on stage.
What happened? I cut my eye.
Many families, parents are very busy, and because they're elders coming in and telling their own personal stories, it's almost like a nice channel for the next step, which is writing their grandparents' stories. And because many of the children in California are immigrants, some of the stories that they learned from their grandparents they didn't know before about how their families got here, what kinds of struggles they had to endure to arrive.
We do a lot of training to prepare people to go into the schools, both training our older adults as storytellers. They come into our classes and they're trained prior to going into a school. And likewise, in the school system, we train the teachers. We do teacher workshops to help teachers, first of all, welcome the older adults into the classroom, and then once we're gone, to be able to continue the program and hopefully to encourage other older adults from the community, grandparents from their class, to come in and work with them. So our goal is to help give them some skills that they can continue with.
I couldn't believe it.
The teachers have just said that they see such a different side of the children, and they've seen the growth from the beginning of the year to the end of the year in the children's writing, and also in the way they express themselves orally.
Listen to my story. Is that true? Is that true? Wow.
The children are excited. The children are excited about what they've written. They are excited about sharing it with me when I come into the classroom to listen to them read. There's just a glow on their faces.
Seeing them shine at the end when they told their stories, it was quite an experience seeing how far they'd come in the 3 months or so that they'd been working with the storytellers.
I listened to stories all my life. Magnificent stories, family stories, traditional stories. So, yeah, I want kids to have that too.
Ah.
Roar!
Oh, yes, yes. Look at this.